Hi, everybody. You can hear us, but not see us.
You can see Mighty Swell.
Our dear friends, our dearest of friends.
Friends
Joe,
of the pod.
what's the Bills hashtag this year?
Bills
Like,
Mafia.
no, I know it's always Bills Mafia, but what's the legit? Like, is there? Every year they come up with something
That gives
something
the
new.
emoji, right?
What's that?
One that gives you the emoji, right?
No, I don't want that one. I mean, like the Dolphins this year, it's Ride the Wave. Is Kyle Van Noy started hashtag Ride the Wave.
I don't know.
Which is a pretty bomb-ass. That's a pretty bomb hashtag for a defense. Ride the wave.
I have a magnet because there's like a bank every year that sponsors this. So I have the magnet on my fridge, but I don't know what it says.
Oh, really?
You've seen my fridge. It's got like 10,000 of those like circular albums.
Yes, they're spectacular.
Right. So I got the one for this year, and that's where you get that hashtag, but I don't know what it says.
So they do have something specific.
Yeah.
It's just not. You just don't know what it is off the top of your head.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Exactly right. Sick. Terrific.
Yeah. Jared Feinberg, what's up? Clay Morgan, Timothy. Is it Height? What's up? Good to have you.
Kyle, Braden, good name.
Chiefs
Braden, what's up? Club Dub. Feels good. A little sip. Hold on.
Congrats on not losing to the Jets. I think that would be the ultimate send-off for Adam Gase. Ending his Jets, or honestly, his head coaching career in the NFL with an 0-16 campaign. Yeah, he's done. 0-16 would be beautiful, though.
Yeah, probably. Timothy Height. Clinton in here. What's up? What it do, baby?
Clinton Sims, definitely kin to Phil Sims. I feel that's definitely true.
Yeah, 2 M's and everything.
Yeah, no chances.
Jared was so excited for tonight's show that he had to confirm on social that it was coming.
His hot takes better not disappoint.
Right. If you're gonna lean into it like that, yo, you guys are still streaming, right? Okay, I got some takes. He said.
My guy, Jared, man.
Kyle wants to know if it's Pepsi or bourbon or both. Pepsi's upstairs, but on a Victory Monday when I go to Hard Rock, I'm rocking bourbon tonight.
Ready?
Are you ready to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's roll it in with this beautiful intro, and then we'll get rocking and rolling here on Takes on Takes. Pre-gaming, Bucks Giants. Yo.
The football part's the best.
I have to be honest with you. We might have to scrap the generic music that we switched to when we switched because we didn't want to get in any copyright trouble and just take that song.
Here for it. Gets me hype.
What do the kids say? It slaps.
Slaps.
It slaps. Knee slapper. What up, man?
Not much. I figured you'd give a shout out to our friends at Mighty Swell, and then we can get going.
I mean, our all of the Draft Network live streams are brought to you by our friends over at Mighty Swell, the new seltzer on the block. Right? You see, I just threw them up here in the corner of the stream. Mighty Swell. If you're not watching live with us, please join us next time, Mondays and Thursdays. And all of our live streams are brought to you by our friends at Mighty Swell Spiked Seltzer. So, Joe. Takes on Takes tonight. Live stream. I'm repping. You repping? On the wall behind you, I guess, but
I'm repping Fall is Elite. This is a hoodie I bought for that supports a charity in Western New York that gives funds to families that lost a child during pregnancy. So,
wow. Yeah. Great cause.
Shout out you can go to Bonfire. It's on my Twitter. You can check it out.
Terrific. Thanks for sharing, right. Joe.
Ready for this?
Yeah, ready.
What's better than this? That was bad.
No, come on.
Guys, being dudes here on the Draft Dudes podcast, presented by Locked On. It's Joe Marino and Kyle Krabs from the Draft Network, and we are your hosts here on this live episode of Takes on Takes. Today's episode is brought to you by Pepsi. This football season will be different, and Pepsi is here to get you ready for game day no matter how you watch this season. Pepsi is a refreshment you need to power through game day and become a member of the League of Football Watchers. These passionate fans are the real generational talent that Pepsi fuels. Because Pepsi isn't made for those who play the game, it's made for those who watch it. Pepsi, made for football watching. Kyle,
You still with me? Oh, you froze there for a sec. You scared the shit out of me.
You froze.
Excuse my cussing at the top of the show. Takes on takes. Comment already popping off.
Yeah, and I got two that were sent in to me in advance of this that we got to get to. Actually, I want to start with this one. Let's get real spicy here to start things off. This one comes from Jules Winfield's Wallet. The University of Michigan is not and may not have ever been an elite college football program. They have half of a national championship in 70 years. They are the Frank Gore of college football programs.
The Frank Gore slander early on the pod tonight.
It's been a while. We needed to make sure there was some more here soon.
Jeez. I have a really hard time buying into Michigan being an elite program or having been an elite program at least any time in like recent memory. Maybe that's an inflammatory take. I don't know, but I would be inclined to buy into this.
Well, I mean, it is an elite college football program. What we see right now from Alabama, what we've seen right now from Clemson. You think about the U with their run, Gators under Meyer / Spurrier. I mean, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I think
because Michigan's never been that, right?
Right, correct. I think elite college programs are multiple national championships in a fairly condensed with, like, if you won one in 1940 and you won one last year, like, that's not an elite college program.
Yeah, so Michigan's never done that.
College football dynasty. They are not a college football dynasty. They've had a ton of success. They've been around a long time. They're a very successful college football program, but dynasty, elite, I'm out. I have a take for you just off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh will not be fired from the University of Michigan because he is the most high-profile coach willing to take the job.
You don't think Michigan can get like their choice of coach? Here's the thing, brother. The Cincy coach, that's a good football coach.
Yeah.
Coach Fickell.
Yep. Luke Fickell.
He's an Ohio State guy. He can't go to Michigan. To me, that's the number one coaching stick. That's the number one coaching candidate in America right now for college football. Him.
Oh, this is fun.
He can't go to Michigan.
Brian said, swap Saban and Harbaugh. How long does it take Saban to make Michigan elite, and could Harbaugh keep Alabama at their elite status?
That's a great take. That's a question. But
it's not a take, but we can give our takes here.
Yeah, I think Michigan would turn into Alabama North real quick.
Give it 2 years.
Yeah. Harbaugh's had talent. That's not been the issue. Recruiting's been good.
His quarterbacks haven't been good.
Well, yeah, you got to get that right. So that's going to be the difference. I said that about Tennessee. What Tennessee has to do is they have to get a Trevor Lawrence type quarterback. And it will shift, and then they'll attract other big-time players.
Right.
And I feel like for any program that's trying to come out of a dark period that's had some success, that's the difference maker. You got to get that one piece, get that whatever, Deshaun Watson or whatever.
Really ignite enthusiasm in the program.
Right. And everything else follows suit.
So, yeah, I think Harbaugh would stand a reasonable chance to win a national championship within the first 3 seasons because it's Saban's foundation, right? But from there, it's like, who was it? Florida State?
Let's go a little further.
The nosedive when like they won the national championship and then things kind of got stale with Jimbo and then Jimbo's out and then like in the 4 years since, it was like they were modestly competitive, and now it's just like total dumpster fire.
Correct. Yep.
Now, we think they got the right guy in Mike Norvell to turn that around.
Man, I thought it happened a little quicker. I mean, I know he's really young into this thing, but
it's a weird year.
It is, and I bought into this idea that, well, if Brady White, who I think is a marginal football player, can execute Mike Norvell's system at Memphis, then surely one of these guys at Florida State can do it. And I was really into this defensive coordinator, Adam Fuller, and the talent they had on defense, and it just hasn't come together quick enough.
Yeah.
I think they'll get there, but it's going to take a little time.
Our good buddy Rahul. What's up, bud?
Wow, that's spicy.
This is a spicy take, but I'm going to be honest with you. I thought about this myself today.
Well, let me read this to you, and you could tell everyone what you've determined. From Rahul, he said, Zach Wilson, that's the quarterback from BYU, he'll be drafted before Trey Lance.
Okay. So let's hold them up against each other here. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Who's going to have more games on their resume?
Well, it's not close. Wilson.
Who's going to have played at a higher level in 2020?
Wilson. Who has more physical upside?
Maybe Lance. Maybe. Who played at a better level of competition?
Wilson.
I think he might.
Fact or fiction, they're both first-round picks in 2021.
Yes, they are so toolsy. If Jordan Love's going to go,
right.
I'm still ready to buy in on Trey Lance.
And there's going to be that need, right? Because I did my mock draft today, and I got through the first three quarterbacks, and I'm like, Chicago, Jacksonville with their second pick, whether, if they're on the outside.
No, they're going now.
Well, I'm saying they're a team that outside of the top three.
Yeah, but
right?
they'll take a top three guy.
If they're not in position to take one, then they can't take one. So I'm saying is that further down the draft, they could be in the market for Zach Wilson, right?
It was the hypothetical with the Dolphins this year, right? When it was like, oh, they might take Andrew Thomas in the top 5 and then take a QB later and draft Jordan Love.
Right. Or they might pick 4th and they just won't be in the conversation, right? You know what I mean? Like there's variables here. Saints, Patriots, 49ers. Dude, 49ers fans want Zach Wilson. Let me tell you that.
As
right
they
now.
should. As they should. Because he's a dude who plays with an edge. And if you think of something that Jimmy Garoppolo's not, it's a dude who plays with an edge.
That's why we've got to that's a funny comment by Jared. What was I even talking about? I was saying something good.
We got something.
We're talking about the 49ers. I can't remember.
Jimmy Garoppolo, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's gone.
Playing with an edge. And it's
gone.
It's gone. Okay,
this is what I was going to say. It's back. Jeez. We got to get eyes on Matt Corral, the Ole Miss quarterback.
He's athletic.
Right. I mean, we got to see what's there because I'm telling you, based on that logic that you put out there, that, Jordan Love was the first-round pick. Well, Matt Corral diced up Kentucky. He diced up Florida. He diced up Alabama.
Lane train, baby.
And, I mean, he just killed Vanderbilt, but, I mean, for whatever stock you want to put, he completed 90% of his passes. He's like 31 of 34, like 6 touchdowns, 400 yards.
Ooh. Khalil's Real Football Talk. Take, if the Steelers and Raven play that game that just transpired on Sunday, 5 times the Ravens win 4 of them.
Well, I mean, if you look at the numbers, right, like when it comes to yardage and those types of things.
Weren't they up 2 scores?
Right. Yeah, I mean.
No. You say Baltimore wins that game 80% of the time. As hotly contested as a rivalry as this is, and as talented as Pittsburgh's defense is, I could get on board with 3 out of 2, or 3 to 2.
I'm going to ask you this is a question. This isn't a take.
Okay.
If the Dolphins and Rams play that game 5 times, the Rams win 4 of them.
No.
So the Dolphins had 8 first downs. The yardage was like crazy discrepancy.
Yeah, the yardage was crazy discrepancy because the Dolphins ran 5 plays in the second quarter and still outscored the Rams in the second quarter 21-3.
Right. So you can't.
And the Dolphins played bend, don't break in the fourth. They had 150 yards of offense, the Rams did, in 2 fourth quarter drives where the Dolphins were leading by 18. 23 plays, 150 yards. So, all that being said, with the game script going the way that it did, Miami's defense was so dominant in forcing 4 turnovers. I don't think the Rams take a clean sweep out of the other 4 games. I'd say the Rams probably win 2 out of 3.
What if it's 5? They win 3 or 4?
3 out of 5.
Okay.
I think 4-1 is such an egregious slant when the Dolphins very clearly had a defensive advantage against Jared Goff and the Rams offense.
When you can play man coverage against the Rams, it takes the eye discipline crap out of it.
Yep.
Everyone's got a man. You're not.
And then they got the 3rd down and they switched to zone for the screen to counter screen game.
Yeah.
And they just kind of sat on stuff, and they brought blitz, they brought free rushers off the edge, and Goff just threw these lollipops out there because he didn't want to get hit. And because the Dolphins had converted into zone coverage, they're sitting there squatting on it. They dropped 3 picks against Goff, and they still got him for 4 turnovers.
Put this Mitchell Lang take up there. I want your take on this about the Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith take. The Dolphins should draft Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith in the first round.
A man after my heart. I don't know.
It's Mitchell, like 4th from the bottom. Yeah.
I was looking at his Ryan Day take.
Oh, yeah, he has multiple. I didn't see the other one. So
Dolphins should draft Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith in the first round. This team does have some other needs. As much as I would love it. And they need a Mike linebacker so bad. They need a 3-down Mike linebacker desperately.
So you get this in the first round. Your second round picks are Cam McGrone and Josh Myers.
Can I make one of them Najee Harris?
Would you want to?
Yeah.
Would you rather just get like Javonte Williams in the 3rd round?
No.
What?
No, I want Najee.
You do?
If you're going to build Alabama Southeast, you might as well just get all the Alabama skill players to run the same offense.
All right, so which one are you throwing out? Are you throwing out Myers or McGrone for Harris?
I'll keep McGrone.
You didn't want? Okay.
And then you can get a quality center after the first 2 rounds.
Cushenberry went in the 3rd, right?
Yeah. Now, I made the mistake of watching Auburn versus LSU to watch Jamar Chase on the flight down to Miami this past weekend. And let me tell you, Derek Brown kicked the shit out of Cushenberry.
Yeah.
Such an extreme example, but it was like, I forgot how good that tape was. Like, Derek was everywhere against LSU.
I like this one for the sports nut. I want your take on this. The Jets, yeah. So I did this in my mock draft, and so Sports Nut says the Jets should draft Travis Etienne to pair with Trevor Lawrence, like in Joe's mock.
Okay.
I felt some kind of way about it because I know good and well that the Jets have more pressing needs than running back, right?
Jets fans were probably pissed at that, weren't they?
Not as bad as I thought they'd be.
Really?
And maybe
I gave them like Brevin Jordan. It was like the worst possible decision I could make.
So they liked ETN better. I mean, I try to sell it as like, look, you need difference makers, right? And they have cap space. They've got draft picks. So like I was prepared for this whole side argument of, yeah, they have other needs, but they also have other ways to address them than just pick 31 or whatever they have based on that Seattle pick right now. So I was like, okay, Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence. I mean, if that can't jumpstart an offense, I don't know what can. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you got cap space and other draft picks to fix your other problems. It was too tempting for me to pass up because my plan was to give him to Pittsburgh at 32. And I'm like, wait.
Oh, got down there and you're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, wait.
That's like
this.
That's like the realization that the GMs have in the draft room, right? Where it's like,
right.
Well, Well, we could. Why not? Right? Like, he's a stud. He's an absolute stud.
So do you like it? Like, on a personal level, did you like that idea? You can reason with me
behind that.
Okay.
I think you surround Trevor Lawrence with good football players.
Yeah,
I don't really care what position they come at, because the Jets need good football players everywhere other than left tackle on offense. M. Webb, DK Metcalf is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. He played like it yesterday.
Yesterday. Too bad they didn't get him more involved against Arizona. They probably win the game.
Yeah.
Guess whose problem DK Metcalf is this week?
Yours. Yeah. How's Tre'Davious White's health?
What about Tre'Davious White?
How is his health?
He's okay. He's got some.
I knew he was kind of. Yeah, did he miss a game?
He did. He missed the Tennessee game.
Okay.
Yeah. He had back issue.
Holy cow, man!
The best.
I'm looking at his numbers.
DK.
Holy shit!
He's fourth in the NFL in receiving at 680 yards. I mean, Hopkins is pretty doggone unbelievable. But, I mean, You talk about 7 touchdowns, 19 yards a catch. I mean, DK just needs to get targeted more. He only has 59 targets.
Well, that's the scary thing is he got 11 targets versus Minnesota, and he got 15 against San Francisco. Those are 2 of his last 3 games. So they're starting to feed him the ball.
He's only played 7 games, too. So he's not like a lot of these other guys like Diggs and Anderson and Ridley in the top 5, they've all played 8 games.
Right.
Hopkins and Metcalf in the top 5 receivers, they've only played 7.
He's averaging 11.5 yards per target.
Let's take this from the perspective that I normally do. When I think about
who would I least like to try to defend?
Yeah, which one of these guys, what receiver would you least like to try to defend in the NFL right now?
DK Metcalf.
It's probably DK. Probably DK.
In this offense with Russell Wilson, and I get that's out of DK's specific control, but like, brother.
Man, I used to say this all the time, right? Because, like, good for him that he has Russ Wilson. I remember when the Bills had Lee Evans, and I always used to say, good God, if Lee Evans played with Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison played with the crap quarterbacks that the Bills had over that run, would you just flip their careers around? And you'd think, you know what I mean? Like, how much did that play into Lee Evans being a good but not great player, and why Harrison was a great player?
That's like the if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, right?
Well, I think this is a variable that contributes largely to the receiver's success, right? Who's throwing him the football?
So my producer is trying to pull the numbers of what DK Metcalf posted against Xavier Howard. I think he caught like 5 of 6 targets with Howard in coverage, and he torched him for like 100 yards and a touchdown. Okay. So he was caught like 5 of 6 targets, 100 yards and a touchdown. Let's just call it that. That's not the exact numbers, but he got almost all his production against the Dolphins against Xavier Howard in coverage. You want to know what Xavier Howard's stats are for the year in coverage?
Sure.
He's been targeted 30 times. He's given up 14 completions for 248 yards, 1 touchdown, and an opposing passer rating of 46.9. And DK hit him for 5 of 6 for 100 and a touchdown.
So DK good. He's
confirmed good, yes.
All right. Here we go. Liam Johnson, Lee Evans, all-time underrated team. I'm here for that.
Braden, with his handsome doggo. Take the big noon game being a Pac-12 morning game is actually a good decision.
Is that the truth this week?
I'd assume so. I can tell you the Pac-12 needs all the coverage they can get.
Yeah, I'd like to watch some Pac-12 football, so let me see. I got to see if this is really true here. Week 10 of the college football season. What is big noon, like noon Eastern time?
Noon kickoff. I would assume big noon game is like the Fox.
Oh,
Fox
Arizona, yeah. Dude, Arizona State at USC is at noon on Saturday.
Oh, okay. I can get weird with that.
So what's local time? That's like 9 a.m.
No,
Southern Cal.
Because I always get screwed up with Arizona because we got a bunch of employees for TDN in Arizona, right? So they don't observe daylight savings time. So we've had meetings that have been like, oh, it's 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 in Arizona. Well, now it's only 2 hours behind because we moved our clocks back and they don't move, but the rest of the Pacific time zone does. So yes, 9 o'clock kickoff.
You know who also doesn't observe daylight savings time?
Joe Marino.
No, I certainly do. My daughter didn't care about it at all, sir.
No, she didn't give you an extra hour, did she?
No, she didn't care at all. Okay, all right.
How about from our Fritz? K. Woody Pay is what we wanted Rashawn Gary to be.
I don't know. I think I had good perspective on what I thought Rashawn Gary was.
I wanted Rashawn to be an interior defender.
Yeah.
And now the Packers turn him into a freaking outside linebacker.
Yeah. I think Pay's a better prospect than Gary.
I would agree with that. I think I had an early 2 on Gary.
I didn't have a 1 on Gary. Packers did.
He was a good player, though. I thought he was a good prospect. I know it was super polarizing. I just really didn't agree with the vision on how they wanted to use him.
Yeah, when it was
they wanted to optimize him.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't understand that.
But he would have had to stack so much weight to play with his hand in the dirt for Green Bay, so you kind of knew like this was inevitably the direction that they were going to go. And to be fair to Rashawn, like, okay, you're stuck behind Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith, so like, what are you going to do? They brought these guys in free agency, and they both crushed. Not in the run defense, though. Dalvin Cook had himself a day, didn't he?
Yeah, he was really good.
Okay, take from Chris. The 49ers will be worst to first in their division next year. So he's already shifted his mindset to 2021 for San Francisco.
Well, I think getting Bosa healthy will help. But I need to know what the quarterback situation looks like and what do we have to cling to that says it's Seattle and Arizona and the Rams won't be right in it again. I mean, it's going to be a competitive division.
I wish the Rams had a first-round pick to work with.
They don't.
Yeah, I know. They got Jalen Ramsey, though. And Aaron Donald. Did you see that picture I sent you?
Yeah. It's funny.
Of Aaron Donald? They legitimately quadruple teamed him. And then left the backside tackle in the back 101 to block 3 guys.
Looked like Tua had a nice pocket to work with, even with 4 guys dedicated to Donald.
I think that was the Gesicki ball, to be honest with you.
The drop.
Yeah. No, contested target. Jared, dude was all fired up. So here's his hot take. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields will be competing for QB1 throughout the draft process, causing a debate as to who the Jets will take at number 1.
No, I don't think so. I think Trevor Lawrence is a better prospect than Justin Fields. I like Lawrence. I think he's physically more gifted, and that's not a shot at Fields.
Right.
I just think there's more physical skill when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. We've seen him in big moments in coming through. I think Lawrence might be a better athlete.
Comments are piling on now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Lawrence is a better prospect that deserves to be ranked and picked higher than Fields. And I like Fields.
I like Fields a lot. You ever have a tweet that blows up and you're like, why did this blow up? I think this is like common sense. And yet it gets a ton of play.
Sometimes that happens, yeah.
So I had that when Ohio State played their first game. And I said something along the lines of, I think Trevor Lawrence is unquestioned QB1, but don't ever let me say or call Justin Fields a consolation prize from here on out because he's a grand prize to some team in his own right. And it got like 2,000 likes. I'm like, why? Why did this blow up? Like, Fields is so good. But Trevor Lawrence, having done what he has done and played at such a high level for such a long amount of time at the college game, leaves very little room for me to come off the comfort level, right? Because everything, especially from us on the outside, it's all risk assessment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the risk assessment of Trevor Lawrence is very low. Even if he goes to a dumpster fire team like the Jets, he will have an opportunity to elevate that team to play for playoff appearances every single year because I think he's that good. So that's where I'm at with that debate. But yeah,
Justin, 1-2, right?
Justin Fields in any other draft class is probably QB1 unquestioned. This just happens to be that year. And honestly, that might be a good thing for Justin Fields.
We'll see who has that number 2 pick. It's probably Jacksonville. But right now, the Giants own it.
They're in rough shape right now. Jacksonville.
Jake Lutton's getting first-team reps this week.
Go Beavs. Go Beavs. I don't know. They keep pulling these Pac-12 dudes out to play quarterback. Here we go. Mitchell bringing the heat today. Patriots are absolute, his phrasing, not mine, dog crap, and should hit the total reset button. What were your thoughts when Bill Belichick exclaimed that the salary cap was why this team is as bad as it is this year?
First of all, I thought he was hacked. Did you see the full comment that he made?
No. I just saw that headline. And I know sometimes that gets pulled out of context. So if you've got more to the story, I would love to hear it.
From the mouth of Bill Belichick.
Billy B.
I mean, look, we paid Cam Newton $1 million. It's obvious that we didn't have any money. It's nobody's fault. That's what we did the last 5 years. We sold out. We won 3 Super Bowls, played in a 4th, and played in an AFC championship game. This year we had less to work with. It's not an excuse. It's just a fact.
Can you read that like Belichick? I mean, look.
We paid Cam Newton $1
million. It's pretty clear we didn't have any money.
It's nobody's fault, but
we got the hoods and everything. We could do it.
I don't have any holes. This is a new sweatshirt.
This is short sleeves too. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, you're a little bit there. I've seen you with the cutoff hoodies. So
there, now you look better too. That stupid subway cover.
I'm just happy that we can share these giggles right now.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. We took a big leap in the preseason because we projected this team to hover around 500. And there's been plenty of times throughout the course of the past 5-10 years that we've wanted to take the shovel, bury the Patriots dynasty, right?
Who's never been guilty of that?
Who was the one who got slammed for saying like the Patriots dynasty was dead in like 2013 or 14? You remember that?
There's been a lot of people that have been clowned in the last 10 years saying they were done.
So for us to project the Patriots to like 8-8 or 7-9 or whatever it was a little scary. I don't know about you. But we looked at the roster and we were like, and then it's only gotten worse from there because they've taken hits on the offensive line. So here's a take for you. The Patriots should not have franchise tagged Joe Thuney.
They'd have $14 million, but they wouldn't have Joe Thuney. But they have a ton of cap space next year. No, Joe Thuney isn't the reason they're 2-5. So
you agree or disagree? Because I'm saying if Bill is saying salary cap was a problem, then why did you franchise tag a guard?
Yeah, I think
for $13 million.
Correct. I don't think they should have done it. In fact, they probably could have gotten a nice compensatory pick
Oh, for sure. And they're already due 2 threes because they lost Tom and they lost who was the other one? Van Noy was the big one.
Collins, Landon Roberts, Ted Karras.
I know they're currently projected for 2 threes with compensatory picks.
Well, so here's the thing is they have cap space. So now they're going to be able to sign players. And so there's not going to be the differential needed for the 2022 cycle.
Right.
To take advantage of him not being there. Now they could just keep him.
And they also have one of the lowest stability ratings over the next 2 years as far as like players currently under contract or starters currently under contract that are under contract beyond this year and next year. So they can flip the switch. It's a question of how well. We've never seen New England do this. The Patriots they've brought in veteran players and kind of sustained their core, but to turn the entire thing completely on its head, we've never seen this. So this is going to be really interesting to watch, but I don't disagree that the Patriots need to start from scratch, ask themselves, this is turning into an evaluation year for New England. Who do we have? Who can we work with? Who can we build around? Who should we be looking to transition away from, and what can we get for those players? The deal was sealed when you lose to Buffalo and you drop to 2-5. And you're 4.5 games back in the division?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Some.
You're not coming back. It's the halfway point of the season.
Not with Cam. Cam's not playing well.
The ball security is horrible. I think they have 7 turnovers in the last 2 games.
Struggling.
How about this one from Timothy?
Yeah.
And then we'll close.
This is a good one to close with. Take from Timothy. Steelers will be undefeated 10-0 when they face off against Baltimore the second time.
Can your producer pull up the schedule?
It's up. Are you ready to work through this?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Kyle? Just take it in stride here. Don't think too hard. Their next game is at Dallas.
Yeah, it's a win.
Okay.
They are going to kill that poor quarterback.
Okay. So
Andy Dalton better not play.
They're 8-0. All right. Next up, home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm an idiot. I was thinking of Baltimore. Is this the first time they're playing Cincinnati?
This is the first time. Yep.
They're going to eat that offensive line alive.
So 9-0. Yep. Okay, here we go. Can they get to 10-0? Ready for this one? It's a road game at Jacksonville.
What game is the most likely loss out of those 3?
Cincinnati.
Because Cincinnati somehow managed to come through and not let Joe Burrow get hit at all against the Titans this past week in an upset win.
Did you see it with the worst offensive line ever assembled?
Yes.
And it's a division game. We talk about this all the time. Weird things happen in division games. But yeah, they're going to be 10-0 and they're going to play the Ravens. And then who they play after the Ravens? Washington at home.
And then they play Buffalo.
At Buffalo, at Cincinnati, they host the Colts, and then they're at Cleveland. I mean, we're talking about like 13 wins here for sure, right?
Yeah, we need I'm going to be rooting real hard for Buffalo if we get to, what's that, going to be 11-0? 12-0? Be 12-0 if they run the table to that game?
If they can beat Baltimore again and handle their business against teams they're going to be favored by many points. Yeah, they'll be 11-0 going up against Buffalo. They'll be 12-0 going up against Buffalo.
I don't like that at all.
Well, whenever you root for Bills Mafia, it's never good. So can you just keep that to yourself?
Bills Mafia, let's go. I'm already on board. Kyle Krabs, Joe Marino, Draft Dudes Live, another live stream in the books. You guys brought a lot of good takes today. A lot of good takes. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them all, but at the same time, we got a game to watch. So if you missed this live, if you're listening on Tuesday to the podcast, make sure you check us out. YouTube, The Draft Network, Mondays, Thursdays, ahead of prime time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know we changed the clocks. We're keeping the time the same. Kickoff is 7:30, no matter what. Thanks for watching the Draft Dudes live stream brought to you by Mighty Swell. We hope to talk to you again tomorrow.